Have you ever wondered why the Bhagavad Gita's very first verse begins with a question? It doesn't begin with Sri Krishna's wisdom or Arjuna's confusion. It begins with a question. Now, historically, this moment takes place on the real battlefield of Kurukshetra in India during the Mahabharata war, which many tradition places around 3000 BCE. So yes, there truly was a battle to real armies and to real royal families. But at the same time, Maharshi Vedvyas, who wrote Bhagavad Gita, used history to explain deeper spiritual truths. And when we understand both the sides, history and symbolism, the Bhagavad Gita becomes the mirror of our own life. Welcome back to our Bhagavad Gita series. In episode 1, we learned how each character represents an inner quality or force. Because of that foundation, verse 1 now becomes much easier to understand. And always remember, the Bhagavad Gita begins with a question because every spiritual journey begins with one. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsavah mamakaha pandavaschaiva kema kurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, on the holy plain of Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra, when my offsprings and the sons of Pandu had gathered, eager for battle, what did they do, O Sanjay? Let me show you the part of you that is blind, the part that reacts quickly, that gets hurt easily and gets pulled by emotions. That part is Dhritarashtra. Historically, Dhritarashtra was indeed a real king, the blind ruler of Hastinapur and the father of the Kauravas. But in the Bhagavad Gita, the blindness of Dhritarashtra represents the blind mind. Because the mind cannot see reality clearly when it is disturbed by fear, anger, desires, or ego. And because the mind often makes assumptions, jumps to conclusions, and gets influenced by old patterns, it becomes blind, just like Dhritarashtra. And hence, the blind mind cannot guide you to clarity. It only leads to confusion. Now, let us know about Sanjaya, the voice inside you that always sees clearly. Historically, Sanjaya was Dhritarashtra's minister and charioteer. Sage Vyas has blessed him with divine vision so he could narrate battlefield events from afar. Symbolically, Sanjaya represents your inner witness, your intuition, the calm inner voice that sees truth even when the mind is disturbed. When you are at peace and centered, it is Sanjaya who speaks to you. Therefore, when the mind is blind, intuition becomes your eyes. What if I told you Kurukshetra is happening inside you right now? No doubt. Historically, Kurukshetra is the real place in India, still considered sacred because the Mahabharata war was fought there. But spiritually, Kurukshetra is the field of your own life, your challenges, your decisions, your emotions, your habits. And because this field is where your spiritual growth happens, the Bhagavad Gita calls it Dharmakshetra, the holy field. And therefore, you're not standing on the Kurukshetra, you are the Kurukshetra. Inside you, two armies wake up every single morning. Historically, these armies were real warriors, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, preparing for the biggest war of their lives, the Mahabharata. But spiritually, these armies represent two sides of your personality. The Pandavas represents your higher qualities like devotion, compassion, courage, clarity, discipline. And the Kauravas represents your lower tendencies like greed, anger, laziness, insecurity, ego, and restlessness. And both these forces face each other daily in your thoughts, decisions, and reactions. Hence, the real war is not outside of you. The real war is between who you are and who you want to become. Now, listen to the deeper meaning of the question asked by Dhritarashtra to Sanjaya in the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita. What did they do? Historically, Dhritarashtra wanted to know what two armies were doing on the battlefield. But spiritually, this means something much deeper. This is your blind mind asking your inner wisdom what happened today inside you, which force acted, which force reacted, what tendencies became stronger today. Thus, the Gita truly begins when you start asking yourself the right questions. Here is the very first practice Bhagavad Gita gives us. And as Sri Sri Paramhansa Yogananji explains, it is incredibly simple yet deeply transformative. It is called nightly introspection. Every night, just before you sleep, take a quiet moment for yourself and look back at your day. Ask yourself gently, who guided my actions today? My higher qualities or old habits? Did I speak from love or did ego take over? Did patience lead me or did irritation react for me? Did I stay disciplined or did distraction pulled me away? Sri Sri Paramhansa Yogananji says that this small daily practice slowly purifies your mind and strengthens your soul. Historically, the Mahabharata war has changed the kingdoms, but spiritually, this simple reflection changes you from within. The outer war, the Mahabharata, has ended thousands of years ago, but the inner war is won every night you choose awareness. Dhritarashtra has asked the question. Now it's time to hear what Sanjaya, the voice of inner intuition, actually says. We will explore Sanjaya's response in episode 3. Jai Shri Radha Krishna.